Thanks for joining today. I'm based in Pleasanton, California, and started my entrepreneurship few years ago. Today, I want to talk to you about something that is really close to my heart. Few years ago, I used to have a number of trips back in New York to San Francisco. And during those days, I was very closely working with the many Wall Street firms, many financial institutes, banks, and I always had meetings with the very nice offices, restaurants, and hotels. One of the evening, we had nice conversation at Park Avenue. The restaurant was Bulls and Bear Steakhouse. So generally, in the business meeting, we talk about deals and then general topic like where we stand as a nation and what are the issues we are running into. Those days, the US debt was very big issue, even though that is today also. About $17 trillion debt on those days, and that's the main conversation after business conversation after business deal. And there was about 5 to 6 people on the dinner table, and they were arguing on uh, how it started, how it went up so high, which leader has allowed all this debt to occur, and whom to blame. So there are a lot of finger points going on. I was sitting quietly in the corner and enjoying my coffee, and John all of a sudden saw me that I'm sitting quiet, and he said, Jay, we know you're a businessman, and what do you think about this? I said, well, it's a debt issue. No, they said, if you're a businessman, then why you want to do business in this country? Country is in such a big debt. There are so many other countries that are having less debt, and there will be huge business you can make out of it. So then I said, that business opportunity, it's wrapped around that debt. And somebody said, how, Jay? I said that $17 trillion you consider as one pie, and that in pie you slice one student loan, which is $1.2 trillion that time, right now is $1.6 trillion. So if you help the student to repay quicker, these students will be highly appreciated and come back with more money for more guidance. And somehow that conversation changed my life. And I didn't know that I am starting my sleepless nights from that day. So very next day, there was a conversation at the New York Stock Exchange where I had meeting with many professionals. And later in the evening, I was heading back to California. Entire flight, something was playing background noise saying, big or small, anything can be solvable. Big or small, anything can be solvable. So that tape was completely running and with that conversation saying, how can you reduce this debt? If you can help out one individual, then it can be for hundreds and thousands and millions of people. So what do you have to do? So after landing at San Francisco airport, I start calling a few of my professionals who work at the Schwab and E-Trade. So I set up the meeting and start discussing about this issue. How can we solve that? So they really liked it. In fact, they had loan as well. And those loans like 100,000 plus. And they said, we are on the hook for next 15, 20, and 30 years. So I realized this is the problem. It's a common problem for every household. Then simultaneously, I'm fairly well connected with the business community in my local area. I end up talking with the school principals, some of the professors, and some of the ex-school principals who retired, but they are very helpful to me. So I start spending time with them and discussing how to resolve this. And some of them really helped me to put in touch with the local community college. So I just visited there, and it was so funny that financial aid group said, "Mr. Patel, we don't even offer student loan on the large amount because the fees was very nominal." But they put me in touch with some of the group people, some of the group in Washington D.C. So then I immediately realized this is something big, and I engaged with my local congressman, congresswoman, assemblywoman, and they also agreed that this is the problem that everyone has it, and somehow we need to start controlling at the individual level that can really help at a large scale. So I start building blocks together, and uh, technically this is not the software or hardware solution. This is something solution needs to be done at the individual level that can really scale up on large ecosystem that brings a number of stakeholder together. And this is all investment innovation we call. So then what happened in the similar year, I was having all this conversation. I thought, I should meet some of the powerful people in this country. And during those days, Jack Welch was organizing a 5-day conference in Florida for $10,000. So I end up talking to him and his staff saying, I want to attend this 5-day seminar. And they literally asked me, what is your background? Where are you coming from? And, why you want to attend this seminar, 5-day seminar? And immediately they said, this is not for you, something you should consider joining MBA program. I said, okay, but I have that in my bucket list, but I'm not ready at this time. So Jack has a very convincing voice. And then he said, why you want to do MBA and why you want to attend this class, 5-day seminar? I said, my passion to solve one of the unique problem that we are facing in this country, which is student loan debt, that repayment faster, that's something I can build around individual and technology and put investment portfolio together. So they said, why don't you come up with the 800 words and write some essay? So then, in a few days, I got called back from the dean saying, Jay, why don't you enroll in MBA program? And then, it will be helpful to you to be more organized. And then I joined the program. And by the way, I was lucky enough to receive scholarship from Jack Welch. And Jack always appeared on the conference call. And I was, again, after graduation, I was one of that student got invited at the Marriott and the Central Park. There was very private meeting, about 50, 60 people. Jack had an excellent speech. And then after that, Jack was meeting one-on-one with everyone. So, and during this conversation, Jack knew that I have a passion about solving this problem, and also I have big desire on acquisition side. So Jack said, Jay, what is ticking? I said, well, Jack, my goal is to break your record. And he said, what do you mean? I said, well, I want to buy more than 250 companies in less than 20 years. And then he said, it's doable. But immediately he held my wrist and he said, let me introduce my wife, Susie. And Susie was sitting with Andrea. And that time she was dean for our college. And then he said, meet Jay Patel, he's going to break my record. And he's raising a lot of millions of dollars to acquire more companies. And quietly, Susie said, Jay, we discussed about that Jack doesn't know. But before meeting, we met Jay and we know that he's one of the goal to solve that debt issue for the students and also acquiring the companies. So that really hit me in my heart, and somehow it's something shifted in my body that saying, that something is solvable, and don't stop, just go for it. Of course, there's a time I gone through a lot of failures to reach here today. But this is really something that we all should consider. Let me ask you: do you think all of us should stay in this pain? Well, this pain includes you, me, our kids, and many, many Americans. Do you have enough money to pay off your student loan quicker? Do you know this loan sticks to us till death? Even when you file bankruptcy or Chapter 11, it sticks to you. It won't go away. Last but not least, by the way, this loan is a compound interest loan. So it grows very rapidly. And some of the deferred payment has done with many borrowers. That is worst thing to do. So this is not one man can solve. We have to come together. Today, how many people like to make a difference? How many people are ready to solve this problem for him or her, or for their colleagues, family members, friends? Are you ready to do something about it? We are committed to go for it. We are committed to solve it. Are you? Who would like to start that journey of impact and abundance day? So, what I like to do, I like to show you something that can be done very quickly if you are really interested to have communication with me. So here's the slide that is talks about to engage with us. And here's a couple things I like to do. This is an opportunity for two audience. One, people who has debt, or in the school, or in the college, or they are planning to go to college. So they can open account with us. And second opportunity, that investment opportunity. You can become equity partner with us. So people who are interested to become equity partner with us, please scan this code and schedule a meeting with us. But if you are interested in becoming client, then we are suggesting visit our website, which is SLR67.net. Again, the website is SLR67.net. SLR stands for Student Loan Repayment. Thank you for watching, and please provide us feedback on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or YouTube. Thanks for your time. Goodbye.